This is Pet Life Radio. Let's talk pets.
It's Oh Behave with Arden Moore, the show that teaches you how to have harmony in the household with your pets. Join Arden as she travels coast to coast to help millions better understand why cats and dogs do what they do. Get the latest scoop on famous faces, their perfectly pampered pets, and who's walking who in Rin Tin Tinseltown. From famous pet experts and best-selling authors to television and movie stars, you'll get the latest buzz from wagging tongues and tails. Garner great pet tips and have a doggone fur-flying fun time. So get ready for the pause and applause as we unleash your Oh Behave host, America's pet edutainer, Arden Moore.
Welcome to the Oh Behave show on Pet Life Radio. I'm your host, Arden Moore. Now, our special guest today spent 25 years with the New York City Police Department. Yep, she had a badge, and she loved that job. But she has always loved animals. Today, she traded her badge for a bakery. Yeah, she is thoroughly enjoying her second career as an accomplished bakery owner, catering to dogs and horses. She is here to help us dish up healthy treats for our dogs. So please welcome to our show from Scoopy Doo's in Delray Beach, Florida, Dianna Scotto. Welcome, Dianna.
Hi, thank you for having me on, Arden. I appreciate it.
All right. For those of you, because you can go to my YouTube channel later on, she has in her hands, who do you have in your arms? For the folks.
This is one of my 5. So this is Cash Money.
What a great name, Cash Money. You are priceless.
He's beautiful. He's a Chiweenie. He's about 15 years old. He's my boy.
All right. Hey, folks, we're going to dive into how do you go from being a New York City police sergeant to running a very successful bakery in South Florida after we take this quick break. But you all know the drill. Sit, stay. We'll be right back.
Time for a pause. 4 furry ones, actually. Sit and stay. Oh Behave will be right back.
Take a bite out of your competition. Advertise your business with an ad in Pet Life Radio podcasts and radio shows. There is no other pet-related media that is as large and reaches more pet parents and pet lovers than Pet Life Radio. With over 7 million monthly listeners, Pet Life Radio podcasts are available on all major podcast platforms. And our live radio stream goes out to over 250 million subscribers on iHeartRadio, Odyssey, TuneIn, and other streaming apps. For more information on how you can advertise on the #1 pet podcast and radio network, visit PetLifeRadio.com/advertise today.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com. Oh Behave is back with more tail-wagging ways to achieve harmony in the household with your pets. Now back to your fetching host, America's pet edutainer, Arden Moore.
Welcome back to the Oh Behave show on Pet Life Radio. I'm your host, Arden Moore. I am so jazzed to have on our show Dianna Scotto. She and her son, Kyle, tell us the full official name of your bakery in Delray Beach, Florida.
Sure. It's called Scoopy Doo's, and we're a dog bakery ice cream shop. We also do grooming, and we are a small mom and pop pet retail shop. So we have our biggest drawer is our homemade ice cream. Obviously, me and my son make homemade ice cream. All healthy ingredients. It's lactose-free, gelatin, salt, and either pumpkin, organic blueberries.
There is one flavor that I know would be very canine friendly and not something I would want. Tell us about the prime rib ice cream. What?
So we have these funny names for things, right? So prime rib is one of them. So it's just lactose-free milk, gelatin, salt, and beef bone broth. It's just a fun name. People come in and like, oh my God, it's prime rib. And then you tell them what it is. I'm like, oh, that's so cool. And then for like the holidays, we'll do like bunny tracks or Rudolph's special and pumpkin pie latte. So we do stuff like that for the holidays.
You have cheese flavored ice cream too, right?
We do. We have cheese flavored. We have bacon. We have birthday cake.
bacon, bacon. That's what my dogs say. So we got to roll back this reel. I mean, you must have, being a police officer for 25 years in New York City, pardon the pun, wasn't a cakewalk.
Yeah.
But what led you to that career?
So my family is, my dad did 40 years in NYPD. My brother did 20. Thank you. My kid's father did 25. I did 25. And then both of my boys actually were on. My oldest son is still on, as well as being in the Air Force. And my youngest son was on for a short period of time. And then he decided to move down to Florida.
You're NYPD blue, aren't you? Really?
Yeah. And my sister's a lawyer. So they always say we're blue bloods,
Oh, that's true. Do you sit around the table on Sunday nights?
Yeah, right. I
like
wish.
the
We're
TV
all
show?
over unfortunately, we're all over the place. But it's just, I grew up with it from my dad. And I don't know. I fell into it.
What did you enjoy most about being a sergeant?
Honestly, we always say it's not the circus, it's the clowns on PD. So it's the truth. And then when you retire, you're like, you don't miss the circus, you miss the clowns. It's such a brother and sisterhood. It's a connection. Like, the only way I can probably relay it, if somebody's been in the military, like there's that connection there. And then when you leave, you're always looking for that connection, but you're never going to find it because it's a very unique job. So I love it. My dad always told me, love what you do and you never work a day in your life. And, and I can honestly say I never worked a day in NYPD, and I'm definitely not working now. So
you go trade your badge for a bakery. I mean, and you go to South Florida. What was why not a one in the Big Apple? What was it that drew you down to South Florida and Palm Beach County?
I mean, New York is changing. I feel like it wasn't the New York that I grew up in Staten Island. It wasn't the Staten Island that I grew up in. And honestly, my bones are getting tired. I really didn't want to really deal with the snow and the cold anymore.
I gotcha.
So, yeah. So my husband was looking around, and we were going to move into Key West. And then we realized I love Key West. It's absolutely beautiful. But you're very constricted in Key West. Like, you have to get really off the island to do other things.
It's quite a drive on that bridge, even to get to Miami. Isn't it 2 or 3 hours from Key West?
Yeah, it's about 3 hours. It depends on what traffic. You do 2.5. From here, it takes almost 4 hours. We're in Delray Beach. So I just wanted more options in Key West. And then we started looking in Delray, and we spent 3 weeks in Delray, not on vacation. Like, we lived the life in Delray for 3 weeks. Yeah. So rented an Airbnb. It's not like we went out every night. We just said, let's see if we can live here.
Smart.
We enjoy being in Delray. And by the end of the 3rd week, we bought something. It was the day before we left. We ended up buying a condo down here. The both of us just fell in love with it. We're like, it's a different way of it. New York is beautiful, but it's a different way of life in Florida. It's quieter, it's cleaner, it's easy. For us, it's for us.
Yeah, and no snow to shovel.
Yeah, we're at that point in our life where we don't want to party in Manhattan anymore.
Well, I was a newspaper reporter down there in South Florida, the Fort Lauderdale Sun Sentinel, but I was in Palm Beach County. I actually had lived in Lantana and Lake Worth, and worked in Delray Beach when the office was off of I-95 for 9 years. So I totally understand, Dianna, the love for South Florida and Delray Beach. But did you know you were going to do a bakery, or what was the game plan when you said, I'm done with being a police sergeant? Were you somebody at home that would bake things for your pets, or where did this come from?
So I always had a passion for animals. I mean, just always. When I was younger, my girlfriends would have these strollers, and they'd be putting babies in the strollers, and I'd have stuffed dogs. Like, I never babysat, right? Didn't want anything to do with babies.
You're into four-leggers.
Yeah, show me a dog or a cat, or I would take care of them. Growing up, my dad always, he brought home a cat, gave everybody ringworms. He brought home rabbits, and they multiplied. He brought home gerbils, and we ended up with 65 gerbils. We've always had animals in our house. I grew up with dogs, shepherds. I had 2 beautiful shepherds, Buck and Snow. And then I just continued to keep dogs, and now multiplied, I have 5. So,
Well, yeah, and they're all rescues. Can you do the lineup? Oh, that sounds really good to ask a cop. Can you do the lineup, the canine lineup?
I can
All
do
right,
the
rattle off their names. You go.
okay, so you have Tito, who's 11, and he was adopted last year. He was a foster fowl.
No, foster success.
Was a success,
Yeah.
yeah. Then we have Sassafras, which we call her Sassy. And Sassy is 14. And then we have Cash Money, who's over here, and he's 14. We adopted Tito just when he was 10. And then we have LJ, who we adopted when she was 2, and she's 15. And now we have a foster named BB. She's going to be with us forever, and she is 18, and she's pretty much blind. She's mostly deaf. She's incontinent, so she runs around with a diaper. But she was an overbred mama, and then she was in a hoarding situation. So we took her. We've had her for about 9 months.
What is it about Chihuahua mixes? You went from German Shepherds to Chihuahuas. That's quite a transition.
I know, right? I feel like you could have more of them. So if I had 5 shepherds,
Is it like potato chips?
yeah, you can have more of them, right? I mean, there's Chihuahuas, if anybody knows the breed, if you know the breed, you should always know the breed that you're getting involved in, right? They tend to be very yappy. I mean, it's just loud in my house. And, people like, doesn't it bother you? And I'm like, honestly, I don't even hear it anymore.
You grew up in New York and you were a police officer.
I don't even hear it anymore. But so it's funny because my sister had a Chihuahua named Charles Fitzgerald, and she asked us to watch him for 10 days when she went on vacation. This is how the whole Chihuahua thing came around. And we watched him and we realized that I never liked Chihuahuas. I was like, oh, there's a lot of Chihuahua. All they do is bark. They're tiny. They look like little rats, right? When we watched him for 10 days, and me and my husband literally fell in love with Chihuahuas. And I'm like, oh, I never thought about getting a Chihuahua. I'm like, we should get one. And literally,
There you go.
weeks later, we were looking at the rescue pet finder and we found one on. And I'm like, oh, well, we'll just go take a look at her. Well,
Yeah, famous last words. I think it's funny that a Chihuahua whose name was Charles what?
Charles Fitzgerald.
So the name was longer than the body of the Chihuahua. Ended up making you do a 180. Now
I never thought a Chihuahua. Honestly, I'm telling you, in 100 years, if you ever told me I would have a Chihuahua, I'm a shepherd girl. Before that, we had a chow mix. Before that, we even had a Papillon, which was Rascal. But a Chihuahua, I was like, I'm not getting a Chihuahua. Never going to get a Chihuahua. Yeah, well. Never say never, so.
That's right. And never say never to your second pivot of careers. And that is to operate a dog bakery. That's in a new place, Delray Beach. Folks, you go to South Florida for a vacation or you live there, I really hope that you do get a chance to stop into Scoopy Doo's in Delray Beach. But we're going to find out how she did that. And she's going to unleash some yummy holiday tips and tricks to keep our dogs happy with full bellies and safe after we take this break. So you know the drill. Sit, stay. We'll be right back.
Time for a walk on the red carpet, of course. All Behave will be back in a flash right after these messages.
Begging to hear more of your favorite show? Full episodes of all our shows are available on demand. Go to PetLifeRadio.com to fetch our entire lineup of Possum Pet podcasts. Also, dig us up in iHeartRadio and iTunes. Let's talk pets. Live and on demand, only from Pet Life Radio.
Let's talk pets
Let's talk pets
on Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Hey, this is Catherine Heigl, and you are listening to Miss Arden Moore on Oh Behave on Pet Life Radio. Tune in for more fantastic ideas and tips for your dogs and cats and pets.
We're back from the lot. Just checked the paper and we had a record showing at the box. The letterbox, that is. Now back to Oh Behave. Here's Arden.
Welcome back to the Old Behave Show on Pet Life Radio. I'm your host, Arden Moore. I am having a great time with our special guest. She is Dianna Scotto. She and her son, Kyle, operate Scoopy Doo's, that's with a P, in Delray Beach. And I found out about her because I actually write a pet column every month in the Coastal Star, which goes up and down Palm Beach County, coastal cities. And I thought, I got to have this gal on my show. So you know what is healthy and you know what is not healthy. So sometimes people can get in a little trouble and our pets can get sick. So what are some foods or drinks that are absolutely doggy no-nos?
Okay, so definitely anything with chocolate, right? So we know that. Dogs can have a carob, but they cannot have chocolate. So chocolate is highly toxic to them. Grapes are toxic. Believe it or not, avocado, a dog can have a little bit of avocado, but it's not really recommended.
Yeah, it causes digestive upset.
Yeah. And depending on the size of the dog, it can be toxic very quickly to the dog. So you want to keep them away from anything that's spicy. So if you're making chicken, you're like, oh, I want to give my dog some chicken, make sure there's no spices on it, right? They don't need salt. They don't need pepper. Garlic powder is a concentrated garlic, so you have to be careful of it.
So you can rinse off a little piece of chicken, right?
Yeah, I know, but it's still in. It's
still in there?
It's still in there.
All right.
If you're going to give them, just give them a piece, make them separately, boil a piece of chicken or put it on.
That's a good idea.
And then do it if you know that they're definitely going to give them some. They should stay away from any type of sauces, right? So like reds, like don't give them a piece of lasagna with red sauce on it, So anything like that.
What about good old pumpkin pie? Tell us the good and the bad kind of pumpkin to give our dogs.
So the answer is no, because pumpkin pie has all types of different spices in it. And if you're not making it, you don't know what's in it. So it's and then the crust can be full of different oils or butters. So you have to be really careful. So pumpkin is wonderful for your dog. It's absolutely wonderful for your dog. But if you're going to buy it in a can, make sure it doesn't say pumpkin pie mix, because then it has all the stuff in it.
Yeah, just plain old pumpkin.
Just say pumpkin. That's it. And if you want to make them a pumpkin pie, right? So you can take a can of pumpkin. You can take an egg. You could take a little bit of, I always use organic when I cook for my dog, but you don't have to. But oats has tendency of glyphosate in them because the way that they're sprayed. Okay. And you can do a little oats. You put it in a blender, spray a little, like a cupcake pan.
Yeah.
And then pour it in the cupcake pan, bake it for about 40 minutes at 350, pop it out, and you will have a little, now they can have the pumpkin pie when you.
There you go. I like that. Well, also, I know you were talking about this, like anything seasoned meat or fat or skin or gravy, that could also cause pancreatitis. And I'm betting, Dianna, you don't really want to spend the holidays or have our listeners spend the holidays at the ER vet, right?
Yeah, I mean, pancreatitis, a dog usually, a chicken skin isn't going to cause pancreatitis, but if a dog has pancreatitis, they have to be very careful with their fat intake, right? So high protein, but lower fat. So again, when you give them a prepared food, if you're not making it, but like a pumpkin pie, you don't actually know what oils are in there and what fats are in there. So especially with a dog with pancreatitis, you have to be don't give them a sweet potato pie, right?
Yeah.
If you want to give them something, give them a sweet potato. You can do a piece of sweet potato. This way they're still getting that holiday feel, if you will. You know what I mean? But you have to be very careful. Chihuahuas in general have very sensitive stomachs. So my guys, if they eat anything even a little bit off, there's no sleeping in the house that night. Everybody's throwing up.
I'm glad this podcast doesn't smell of podcast, because we would be like doggy. Ooh.
Yeah, it gets bad, especially with the 5 of them. You're like, it was not worth it. It really, it wasn't worth it for the 5 seconds that they swallowed that treat, So
you walk into Scoopy Doo's, and can you bring a well-mannered dog with you?
Oh, sure. So the sign on our door says dogs welcome, people tolerated. So, which is so true. Yeah, it's so true.
So what's your thoughts if you could put yourself in the mind of a dog making the first trip to Scoopy Doo's, what do you think that dog is seeing, hearing, and definitely smelling?
Oh my God, they're like, this is the best place ever. Oh my God. So when you come in, it smells like bakery items from the cookies, right? As soon as they walk in. So in the shop, when you first walk in the shop, when you walk into the left, we have a wall of 1-ingredient freeze-dried treats, which we highly recommend from a company called Northwest. So we're very careful about what we bring into the shop. There's nothing in my shop that I wouldn't give my dogs.
Okay, that's a good testament.
Yeah, there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing in my shop that I'd be like, okay, I'm not giving that to them. So we have something for everybody. So if your dog has pancreatitis, we have treats for them. If your dog is a diabetic, we have treats for them. We pride ourselves on being like the mom and pop shop where your dog comes in and I'm like, oh, there's Jacob, there's Jackson.
Oh, nice.
You know what I mean, I don't know the customers' names, but I do know their pets' names.
Is there a couple of dogs that are regulars you want to do a shout out to and what kind of dogs they are, that you build a friendship with?
Oh, it's got to be Benny, who's the beagle dog from China. Yeah, he was...
Beagle dog from China?
We call him China meat. Yeah, because he was supposed to be...
Oh.
He was supposed to be...
Served.
To be served.
What's Benny from China like, the beagle?
Oh, he's got quite the personality. So let me just say, he's had a very rough life, right? If you pet him under his chin, he tends to bite you. But I know that, so I don't pet him under his chin. He can be a little bit... not friendly to other dogs, but he's very sweet.
He's grumpy because he has a reason to be grumpy because of his past, but that's nice that he's being given something to eat from you. And do you have another dog that maybe doesn't bite you?
So there's Barkley, who's his brother who lives with him, who's super sweet, and he's a rescue. And then we have one of our favorite dogs that come in. His name is Maverick, and he's an Akita.
Oh, I love Akitas.
Oh my God. His mom, Sarah, owns a place in Delray called The Lab, which is a fitness and social club. And she just got another female puppy. So, he's super sweet, Maverick. He's like 160 pounds of mush. He's so
wow. Cool. What does Maverick enjoy at Scoopy Doo's?
Oh, the ice cream now. As soon as he comes in, he just sits there and he just like looks at you and he's like, all right, let's go. Yeah.
So you're operating a bakery business with your son Kyle. Is there any tips you could give people that are entrepreneurs on that lessons you've learned on operating a dog bakery?
Don't do it. No, I'm like, only kidding.
That's funny.
As I said it before, you have to love what you do, right?
Right.
Anybody will tell you, any small business, any entrepreneur will tell you, you really have to have a passion for it. You really do. And you have to, there are days where I sit there and I'm like, this was the worst idea. Who would ever, a dog ice cream bakery, like what the heck are we thinking? Like, what are we thinking? Especially during the summer when it's so slow and you're like, this was a terrible idea. And then you come into season in October and then you see all the people coming in and they come back and you're like, this was the best idea ever. Like everybody should do this. How do you do something like this? So just to know in any business, you have those high highs where you're like, this was such a great idea. And then other times you sit there and like, this was not a good idea, but it is a wave and just stick with it. Listen, again, I absolutely love what I do. The dogs walk into my shop and I always say, if your dog is happy, you're happy, right?
That's exactly right. Yeah.
So even if you're in a bad mood and then you come in and you see your dog's tail is wagging, we give out a ton of samples. So when the dogs come in, we give them ice cream samples to see. Most people are like, oh, my dog likes the ice cream. And I'm like, oh, we give out samples. And like, he can have a sample. And I'm like,
very good. That's a good business tip too. Let your clients build loyalty by letting their dogs sample.
Yeah, we give out a ton of samples. We give a ton of ice cream samples. We give treat samples for the holidays. Like for Easter, we did little Easter eggs full of treats, just a way of saying thank you for our customers that came in. For Halloween, we do doggy trick-or-treating. They come in, again, everything is free. It's just a way of saying thank you.
What do you do for Christmas? What's a Christmas good treat at Scoopy Doo's?
So we always do a holiday photo shoot every year. We do a holiday photo. We had 75 dogs last year for Christmas and we had 55 for a costume contest, which was pretty cool. We have a bunch of like bakery items for Christmas, which is really cool. We'll have like Santa cookies and happy holidays, and we have holidays. I ate Santa's cookies. I'm on the naughty list, stuff like that. And then we'll make a flavored ice cream, probably like a reindeer poop or reindeer tracks or something ice cream. And again, we give out samples. it's a lot of fun. The holidays are just a lot of fun. The store is decorated right now for Halloween, and then we'll decorate it up for Christmas. We'll have a Christmas tree in there, and it really is a lot of fun. Yeah, it's a really lot of fun.
Well, the other part that, we want to address is, I know you were pushing baby strollers with stuffed animals instead of dolls, but you really are a major advocate of fostering and rescuing. And I recently adopted Nova, who was from a no-kill East Lake pet orphanage here. And she, every day, I'm telling you, Dianna, every day with our 2 other dogs and 2 cats, you can see her feeling safer. So 2 days ago, I put it on Facebook because Nova finally slept on the couch by herself and not next to me or my spouse or any other pet. She felt finally safe enough to sleep on a couch. Can you share what joy you get from being a foster and by getting shelter animals, and how they do need a little time to acclimate, don't they?
Yeah, so there's something called 333 when you adopt, or even when you foster. So it takes 3 days for 3 days for a dog to settle in. And when I mean settle in, is I don't mean to get into a routine. I mean, for the first 3 days, the dog should not go out of the house. They should be in a safe, comfortable environment, and leave them alone, right? You want to hug them. You want to tell them, it's okay, buddy, you're here. I got you. That's not what they need. What they need to do is decompress. They need to be away from, if you have a pack of your own, they need to be away from that pack. They need to be in a comfortable, quiet environment, and they need to decompress. They will let you know, especially if the dog has been abused, they will let you know when they're ready to be hugged or kissed or anything. As much as you want to just grab them and make them safe, they will feel safe. So that's the 3 days. And then it takes 3 weeks for them to get comfortable, which means they realize they're in a little bit of a routine and be like, okay, well, maybe this is my forever home, but I'm not really sure. So give them, and then you'll start seeing their personalities come out, and they may start doing things where you're like, hey, dude, you never did that before. Like, what
you were an angel before.
Yeah, you were a little angel before. You hang all over the place, And then it takes 3 months for them to actually realize that this is it. They're home. They're good.
I love that you explain it just like that. That is perfect. Yeah. Yes, we're doing that with Miss Nova, and she has 6 toes on each back leg. So we call her Nova 6 Toes. We did the DNA. Honest to gosh, she has over 20 breeds in her, but she does have some Chihuahua in there. So she'll say hi to your teams anytime. Hey, how do people find out more about your bakery? Because if they're in the area, please, I want them to stop by. Tell us about that.
Well, first of all, thank you for adopting, because if you don't adopt, we can't save any. So I always tell people, thank you for adopting and not shopping. It means a lot. The only way that we can continue rescuing, I've been rescuing for 15 years. Baby is my 55th. She's my 55th foster. Yeah.
Whoa, women, that's about wow.
Yeah. And listen, I'm going to tell you, every foster is your best foster ever. Like, oh my God, this is the best dog ever. If we lose more fosters after the first foster, because people were like, oh my God, this is the best dog. I said, I know it's the best dog. I understand. But don't keep the dog. I promise you, your next foster is going to be the best foster ever. I promise you. And,
I like that.
Yeah, we lose a lot of fosters after the first one because they can't let the dog go. And I'm like, I get it. It's hard. I get it. I understand. It's one of the most selfless things that you can do is to, people say, how do you give the dog away? I go, I would never give the dog away. We find the dog a forever home.
That's right.
So yeah, I go off on a tangent when I talk about
No, you're good. All right, so steer us to your bakery now.
Yeah, okay.
I got my GPS already. Let's go.
Okay, so we're on Atlantic Avenue in downtown Delray Beach. We're in the heart of Atlantic Avenue. If you don't know anything about Delray, there's a nice little area down there on Atlantic that runs from A1A to Swinton Avenue. There's all kinds of shops and restaurants. It's really cute. And we are downtown on Atlantic, 507 East Atlantic, between 5th and 6th.
And what's your website? Because you can order things, can't you?
Yeah. So website is Scoopy Doo's Delray Beach. And that is all our social media also. So you can follow us. You can see the events that we have going on. The same thing on Facebook. You can follow us there, or you can go to our website and you can take a look. We don't have a lot of stuff on our website just because we're always changing, right? We're always bringing different bakery items and different things into the shop. We like to support local as much as we can. So we try to bring in local businesses. So local treats or, stuff like that. Yeah. So that's how you can check out the shop. We have a really cool biscuit section, and the biscuit section is a pay by the pound. So you can you can go in and grab
I might be ordering something for Kona, Emma, and now Nova. So you might be getting an order from Dallas, Texas. How's that?
We're always sending out bakery boxes. People like, can you send out a birthday box? I'm like, we put a birthday box together, you put a little card in, and we send out birthday cards. We do shipping. So yeah, we'll hook you up, Dawn.
You'll be getting an order. Hey, everybody. At this time, I want to give a pause up to our special guest, Dianna Scotto of Scoopy Doo's in Delray Beach. She is a bona fide, great, healthy baker for dogs. Her heart beats dogs. She loves helping, fostering 55 and 15 years. That's commendable. And I also at this time want to give a shout out to my producer, Mark Winter. He is the executive producer of Pet Life Radio. This is the largest radio network for pets on the planet. And humbly, you are listening to the longest running weekly pet podcast. Oh Behave has been on the air since 2007. And we recently were named by the Million Podcast Group the number 3 best podcast on the planet. We're not going to mention number 1 and 2. Haha. We are very happy to be number 3, and we hope you keep tuning in and tell your pet pals. Finally, my passion is helping keep pets safe. I'm a master instructor in pet first aid and CPR. Pet First Aid for You, I teach it in person, interactive Zoom, and self-paced classes with a couple of shelter alums by the name of Pet Safety Dog Kona and Pet Safety Cat Casey. Yeah, a cat. So please check out that site, Pet First Aid for You. And until next time, this is your flea-free host, Arden Moore, delivering just 2 words to all you 2, 3, and 4-leggers out there. Oh, behave.
Coast to coast and around the world, it's Oh Behave with Arden Moore. Find out why cats and dogs do the things they do, and get the latest buzz from wagging tongues and tails in Rin Tin Tinseltown. From famous pet experts and best-selling authors to television and movie stars, you'll get great tail-wagging pet tips and have a fur-flying fun time. All Behave with America's pet edutainer, Arden Moore. Every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.